Merry Christmas, all you wonderful Homo sapiens out there. How you doing? I I don't know why. I take a sip of coffee every time. Like I say something and then I don't know. Anyway, hope everybody's doing well. It's Christmas. Well, it's for me it's Christmas Eve. Um, I'll probably post this tomorrow, so it'll be Christmas Eve for everyone else. Um, but it doesn't feel like Christmas though, to be honest. I mean, I'm trying. We're having like a little Christmas Eve party here and some family and some dinner and I my when my wife was talking about it, my stipulation was that I wanted the like we can have it's kind of bright. We can have a Christmas party here, but I wanted the house to be like a meat locker. So I was like, I want the AC cranking. I want everybody that's here to want to wear a hoodie. You know what I mean? Because that's one of the biggest reasons why it doesn't feel like Christmas for me. Because I didn't grow up in Florida or nothing like that. You know, I grew up in places where it got cold in the wintertime. And so it's hard for it. It doesn't quite feel like it, you know. So anyway, so that's kind of the goal. I spent the other day. I bought like a little. It's like this kind of water bag thing that you put around an air conditioner to clean it, and then all the water that drains out of it, you know. I don't know. I'm not going to explain it in detail, but so I ordered one a while back and so use that to clean the air conditioners. And so you got to kind of take them apart to a point and then can spray some cleaner. Or I bought like one of those little ray gun looking drill battery pressure washer things. So you just run the hose to a bucket and you just kind of spray and clean the air conditioner and then clean the, you know, the whatever it is on the outside. I'm not sure what it's called. So I did that the other day and as I was doing, I was taking apart the air conditioner in my living room, and the individuals that installed that air conditioner they did a shitty job, at least wiring electrically. The people that did the one in our room did fine, but the ones that did this one, I get up there and it's like they ran the wire. I mean, they did run a wire from the electrical box, the junction box. What do you call them? The main power, you know, where you have the breakers and everything. I can't think of what it's called. Anyway, so they added a wire, so like an additional wire, which kind of sucks, and then they ran it through the roof and it went over to where the air conditioner is, right? And they ran that wire down, and then the wire that's part of the air conditioner, they wired it together, but they kind of wired it, but then they bent it together like a wishbone kind of thing, and they just wrapped it with some electrical tape, and it sat on top of the air conditioner. And I never really looked at it too much, but when I was taking it apart, I kind of looked at it and I was like, this looks like trash, man. This is horrible, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to drill a hole directly above the AC. So the line goes up there, so it's much cleaner and nicer looking, right? But in order to do that, I'm going to have to get up in the attic. Originally, I was thinking like I would just run the other wire. Like I'd get a wire and connect it to it and then, you know, kind of shimmy it through and then pull it through and then just do it that way. Which I guess I still could have done maybe. But I made the decision to just wire it up above in the attic. So I did that. That was like 2 days ago now. And it's really hot up there. It's really simple actually. And you go up there and the electrical for the house makes, I don't know. You think of like the codes, the building codes and electrical codes in the States. And I'm sure somebody who is a legit electrician in the States were to look at that, they would be like, you know, they'd probably be in shock. It's It's not horrible, but it's pretty bad. Anyway, so getting up into the attic is I hadn't been up there before because I'm a big guy, so or at least bigger than most Filipinos. So the Filipinos that we've had come, they'll go up in there, no problem. I was kind of afraid to get around. I didn't want to, I didn't know how much weight it could support. But so that day I was just like, I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna find out. And they put the entry point to the attic in the master bedroom in the corner of the house. So getting up in there, and all the scaffolding is out of wood, which, to be fair, in the States, it's out of wood too. But now a lot of times here, it's like steel and metal, and the wood you got to use a specific kind of wood. Otherwise, termites will eat it. It's like this dense native wood that they have here. I don't remember what it's called, but it's really hard to work with, but it's good for building structures. So then, because the termites don't mess with it and the wood lasts forever, there's some old ass homes here that use that wood and they're held up pretty good. But anyway, and real quick, the whole reason I'm doing this podcast is the retardness that is the Democratic Party, specifically in New York right now. So I'm going to get to that. I don't want people to click on the title and then I'm talking about doing air conditioning in the attic. I forgot to kind of say, a little thing at the beginning. But anyway, so I'll get there. Don't worry. Anyway, so getting up in there in the corner when they do, and the way the house or the roof is built, there's so much wood joined together on those corners that, I have to crawl through like all these small, it was such a pain in the ass. And once I get out of there and I get into the main part, and then I can walk along the top of the walls because it's concrete, it's easy to get through the house or the attic. But it's just those parts. So to get in, I got to crawl through that crap. And then to get to the point where I had to wire the AC was the same thing. It wasn't as bad, but it was, so it was just. And so I finally get up in there and I'm just like, and I'm sweating like crazy because it's hot as hell and I sweat anyway. So my hands are wet. I end up cutting my finger pretty bad. Because I was a brand new razor blade on my box knife and I didn't think I cut it that bad. It was like, cut it. Okay. And then I kept working. And then all of a sudden there's like a pool of blood on them. I was like, oh crap, but it ended up, everything worked out. But one thing I do know is I'm going to move the entryway into the attic here in my hallway and just like put some support beams and so I can get right up in there and have no problems at all. I mean, as of right now, if I have to go up in the attic, like let's say, I don't know, some kind of whatever happened and we had to have it done right away, I would just get somebody to do it. But if I have another project where I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm going to have to get up in the attic, before that, I'm going to create a new entry point. I'm going to get that done, and then maybe a day or two later, I'll, do that project and have that access. Because it's kind of dumb to go on one side of the house and have to do something all the way over the other side. And what's funny is we've had a lot of things like that in the last since we've been here. We've had a lot of projects or whatever that required, or even like internet installation where they had to, but it's all on that side of the house. So they've had to do that every time. And it's just like, oh my gosh, it's just ridiculous. So yeah, it needs to be in the middle. I don't know who picked that corner, but yeah, that was horrendous. But that's what's going on with me. We got a Christmas Eve dinner, a little party tonight, trying to get in the mood. Got the ACs going. I'm going to crank them up later on and get it cold. So that's the plan. But anyway, so that's enough of that. So what prompted me to record a podcast, because as you know, I'm very organic with my podcast. I don't have scripts. I I say organic, but what it really means is I'm lazy. But I don't, I don't, it's just when the mood strikes me, something comes up and I'm like, what the crap? And it's like, I want to say something about it, but I can't. I mean, I do say something that my wife does hear me say or talk about it, but she don't really listen. You know what I mean? She's doing her own thing. So I got no one to talk about it. So that's what I'm doing. So anyway, do you guys remember back in 2020, the beginning of 2020, right when COVID was just in its infancy, right? There's a little bit of reporting on it, supposedly something, this and that. They don't really know. And then Trump was president, and he stopped any flights coming in from China, right? And of course, the left, this is when I started noticing how stupid politicians, and more specifically Democratic politicians, are. But then you have Nancy Pelosi does a PR whatever and goes to Chinatown and it'd be like, look at.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thanks again for listening to The Objective Jerk. I greatly appreciate it. If you could like, subscribe, comment on wherever you're finding this, and you can also email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. So hope you're enjoying it, and please continue on with the episode. Everything is wonderful. I'm in Chinatown. The Chinese people are wonderful. He's Nazi. He's making Chinese people can't come here. All this bullshit, right? And then, a couple weeks later, the shit hits the fan. Everything gets closed up and stuff. And then they start complaining that Trump didn't do enough, and it was just like, what? You were just like a week ago saying, what are you doing? You're Hitler. You shouldn't be stopping people from coming to America and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And then, you know what I mean? So it's like, they're so, I don't know. Democrats are stupid. They're stupid. So, that's kind of what got me noticing, really, the hypocrisy and the idiocracy of the Democrats. So there was that, right? Now you have Kathy Hochul, or I don't know how to say her name, Hochul, who's the governor of New York. She did a PR stunt and shows her riding the subway, right? Look how safe I've made the subway. It's so wonderful here. I take the subway to go shopping for my grandchildren because it's so easy. Oh. This bitch never takes a subway. She never takes a subway, so shut up. And then at that moment, how many armed individuals are there around this woman when they were filming this? You know what I mean? And then during the PR stunt, she's talking about how they have the National Guard there to help provide security and safety. It's like, do you want to live in a world where you travel, there's National Guard all over the place just on normal, everyday occurrences? Or, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I understand, like, if there's a huge rally or there's some kind of something or whatever and you need the National Guard to help or whatever, that's one thing. But just everyday life, having National Guard throughout the subways to help provide safety and security for the people, is that what you want? Is that the life you want? I don't. I mean, it's like, but, so she makes this PR video, and then like the next day, a woman gets burned alive on the subway. There's two reasons Trump won. First one was the economy, right? The second one is this right here, the violence that comes from the illegal immigrants coming in this country. And the like, what do you call it? The soft on crime, the catch and release, Oh, they just assaulted somebody. Oh, they were white, so who cares, right? They just assaulted a white person. No matter. Let them go. Whatever. If they have to steal something that's worth $1,000 before they get prosecuted, or all this kind of BS, right? And because of that, major cities have turned to shitholes to where they need the National Guard to provide safety and security, you know? And this individual doused a woman who was sleeping with some sort of accelerant and lit her on fire in the subway, and then sat, like they were stopped, and then sat on a bench and just watched her burn. And so did everybody else. Everybody else just watched and recorded. You know, no one helped. But you can't blame them for not helping, because what happens when you try and help people and stop someone from causing harm? You get prosecuted and are tried, get thrown in prison. Right? Didn't that just happen? What's his face? The penny dude? I mean, thank God he didn't go to prison, because it was ridiculous. Because somebody died after the fact because they were high on drugs. The same kind of bullshit about the stupid martyr guy, the Floyd dude. The guy held him, and then other people were helping. He was hitting people. He was attacking people. He had a history of it. The guy ended up dying later, and then they try and charge him for murder, and then it was just another retarded, like, oh, okay, well then, since they kept getting a hung jury, let's why did my screen just change? Oh, because, why was that? I moved some stuff around, but anyway, they told the people, like, well, just, okay, we're gonna look at maybe a lesser offense or whatever. Like, it's just, the court systems are just horrendous. So the fact that he that was not convicted was awesome, but also, like, surprising, especially with how they were trying to illegally try to get him convicted, So you have soft on crime policies, and then you have a strict, you go after people who actually try and help citizens. What's going to happen? No one's going to help nobody. Criminals are going to just keep committing crimes and murder and all this crap, and nobody, but no. Oh, well, we got to be nice to the immigrants. What about your constituents? What about the people that live in your city, in your state? You don't care about them? The people who live there legally and pay taxes, pay your salary, plus pay your money laundering schemes and whatever else to get you rich. Those are the people you don't care about, but it's all the illegal immigrants coming in, burning people alive, or punching a 78 woman in the head, or stabbing somebody. All this kind of crap happened within like 2-day span, right? And Democrats or the left just they don't understand why Trump won. Why did Trump win? I don't get it. Why did he win? Why did we win? The economy is shit. The cities are like Escape from New York film, violence or The Warriors. You've seen those movies. Like, that's what it's like now. And they don't get it. They don't get it. Why do people vote for Trump? I don't understand. Yeah, that's the problem. You don't understand. That's how stupid you are. If you can't look and see, like, okay, I get it, maybe they were too lenient on the crime, and they need to be a little better about the immigrants. See, the thing is, they can't, because then they're gonna look stupid. They can't admit that they were wrong and stupid, because there was nothing wrong, dude. Immigrants have been coming into America forever. My wife was an immigrant, but she did it legally. She got her citizenship. That's how, and that's why when people who actually take the time and the money to do it right, and when they see the government, the democratic, stupid, liberal, dumbass government, letting people in and giving them money, it pisses off the immigrants who came here legally. So of course they're like, no, fuck that. They're going to vote for Trump. And like, how do they, I don't get it. Like, how stupid are, and they're the ones that are claiming, oh, it was the uneducated that voted for Trump. Really? So we're the uneducated, all the people that can see all the BS and have common sense, and you can't understand why Trump won, but you're the educated one. Okay. Okay. We get it. It's like, really? You, you know, like, I don't, it's insane. You know what I mean? Again, I can understand or I can empathize with you for not liking Trump because of the way he is. But again, we are not voting for a beauty pageant or a popularity contest. I mean, it is in a sense, but it's not it's who is going to make the country better. Who's going to run the country right and fair and legal? And you know what I mean? That's what people want, not, and then some people believe all the BS about him, all the crap the media says, which the media are all crashing down, by the way. Do you think about that too? Stupid liberal Democrat assholes. Why is all the liberal media crashing and burning? Is it because all they did was lie and promote fake news? Just like Trump said. They're all like losing money and cutting people's salaries and paying money to Trump because of all the slandering and now like Disney's pulling out the trans storyline in some show that they're doing, which they shouldn't have been there in the first place, but but no, they don't understand how did Trump win? I don't get it. I don't know. If you can't understand why Trump won, then you shouldn't be allowed to vote because you're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot. And if you have an education, a bachelor's, a master's, or a doctorate, and you can't understand why Trump won, you should get your money back. Well, wait, no, never mind. Well, yeah, you didn't have to pay for it anyway, right? But even though your loans were paid for by the American people, the uneducated, you should get your money back because actually we should get our money back. What am I talking about, right? All of the uneducated blue collar people that paid for all the school loans and everything, for all these educated people that don't understand why Trump won, we should get the money back for that education. And your dumbass should go work at McDonald's. But you wouldn't understand how to flip a burger, though, so I don't know what you would do. I mean, it's not everybody. You're seeing a lot of left-wing individuals that are like, oh, crap, okay, I see it now. You know what I mean? They're either so blinded by the Trump derangement syndrome and the pure hatred that they can't see logic, or they're just stupid. Like, have you seen that video? This right here, what I'm about to share, which, it's not like I'm the only one that's seen it, but this basically, in a nutshell, explains the left-wing retards, okay? Mariah Carey, right? She's having an interview with some dude. This is like years ago. It looks like it's almost 20 years ago, probably. He's talking to some dude, and the guy, I can't remember the specific question, but he's talking about bills, your bills that you have to pay, right? And Mariah Carey is like, wait, what? Bill who? What are you talking about? She didn't understand it. And at first I was like, is she making a joke? But then the guy's like, well, like your electric bill, you got to pay your electric bill. And then she's like, well, electricity's free, right? Everybody gets it for free. She's so fucking clueless about the real world because she has all this money and all these people that do everything for her that she has no, oh, you got to pay electricity? We pay electric, I don't know. It's like, she should not be allowed to vote. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my gosh. and it's just left-wing, liberal retards. You guys are retards. You are not mentally handicapped or physically handicapped. You are retarded. There's no other way to say it. You're stupid. Get your money back. Anyway, that's it. Everybody have a Merry Christmas. Make sure you know what this holiday is actually for. God bless, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, bye. You just put yourself through another episode of The Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.